Hey, 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 it's Miss Trina with Chat with Trina, and tonight I am chatting with Mr. Nooney of the Zydeco Floaters. First, tell y'all, thank y'all for making a choice to click in the Chat with Trina. And tonight I'm here with my friend Nooney of the Zydeco Floaters. Hey, hey, hey. How are you?
What's going on, man?
Thank you
Chilling.
so much for agreeing to do this for me. That means so much
Yeah.
for you to support my endeavor. We're going to jump right in. The first thing I have to ask you that I ask everybody, what is your government name?
Frank Earl Young Jr.
Frank Earl Young Jr. So where did Nooney come from?
My mama. She said I used to like suck her titties when I was real little, so I guess I want to drink a lot of milk.
Funny.
Yeah,
So that
so
was a nickname,
yeah,
Nooney. Okay.
that's where that come from. Yeah.
And you just kept step with it.
Yeah, I
Um,
still do
uh,
that.
where are you from and where you grew up from? Where you go to school
I'm
and
from here.
stuff?
I'm from Houston. Grew up right there in the Fidelity, right there by Pleasantville.
So you did grow up in Fidelity.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. My
That's pretty
dad grew up
cool.
in Fidelity.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I go to church right there, St. Matthew's on 119
Oh, okay.
Fidelity.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yep. So
Baptist church.
I'm sorry.
It's a Baptist church, right?
Baptist Church. Hmm.
Yeah,
But my dad grew up there when there was a Fidelity High School. He went to Fidelity High School.
yeah.
And then my mom grew up right down the street in Clinton Park.
Okay, well, yeah, that's all my hood right there. That's where I grew up.
Okay.
A lot of my, most of my family from, over there.
Mine was when I was serious. Mine was the winos right there on the street on not Fidelity. What's the street you go on and you turn on to Fidelity?
When you're off, that's Clinton.
Clinton. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was my
Yeah,
family
yeah,
that sat
yeah.
in front.
That's the old. That's they used to call that the front.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what they
yeah.
used to.
One of my uncles used to be up there. We used to call it Blaze and Joe. Yeah, he used to hang up there
I
with them.
guarantee you, we probably have some of the same circles of family and
Yeah,
stuff like so that. So, what school did you go to out there? Because it wasn't a Fidelity then, was it? Oh,
No,
Glen
no, no,
Park.
no, no. By the time we come, Fidelity was they had tore down and everything because
Okay.
they had integrated Glenn Park, so that's where we all went to.
Okay. A lot of the people that go to my church are administrators and teachers at Galena Park as well. You
Yeah.
have brothers and sisters? I know you have a
Oh, I got one.
sister.
Yeah, I have one sister. Yeah.
Okay. No
She
brothers?
younger than me. No, no brothers. No.
Okay. She's younger.
Yeah.
Does
Uh-huh.
she do Zydeco and stuff too?
No, she'll come, support me, but she don't. That ain't really her thing. I mean, she got into it, you know, as we got older. But at first, that wasn't really her thing. But kind of like the more popular that I got, she
Yeah.
started coming around. Because I mean, I ain't gonna say me, but Zydeco, period. You know what I mean? And then like a lot of people, everybody kind of start venturing to it.
You're married, you have children, anything like that?
Well, no, I'm divorced.
I
I'm
know
divorced
you
right
have a
now.
daughter.
Yeah, I have a daughter. Yeah, my daughter 24. She graduated college last year, so and
Yes,
she just got her
correct.
job. She's doing real good. You know what I mean? I'm proud of her, man. Yeah, she's doing
Cool.
real good.
I did see that picture of her when she was getting ready to graduate. So that's cool. Um, now, what made you do your truck driver right now? Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I own my own little company. So I mean that's
Okay.
what I always did. I always had my own little trucking company and stuff like that. And I played music on the side. So I
What
never
made
really
you do
just
trucking, driving,
huh?
trucking?
I
What made
mean,
you
that
do
was that was just one of my hustles, you know what I mean? I mean, I could
okay.
work for myself doing that, because
Right.
I mean, I tried working a job and playing music, and it just didn't work out. So
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
into the trucking thing that way I could play music, when I want to and stuff like that.
Okay. So what got you into Zydeco?
Oh man, it's a long time. It's a long time ago. I'm gonna put it like this, Trina. Man, coming out of high school, back when we was coming up, we was into the house parties. You know what I mean, like Easy E and all that.
Oh
That's the era I come up
yes.
in with all of them. You know what I mean. So, but when we got out of high school, we got into like trail riding. I started trail riding first because I bought me a horse like when I got out of high school, and I used to keep the horse in my mom's backyard. So, all my friends, we used to all, be riding my horse and stuff like that, bareback, jumping on them, doing
Oh,
crazy stuff, man.
yeah.
And so a couple friends of mine, so they bought horses and stuff like that. And we started trail riding just as like young kids, you know what I'm saying? And we just started hanging out, like going to trail ride, like at Bruno's and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
And actually how I really got into it was like they started having well, it was getting popular to us back then. Church hall dances. They were having Zydecos at church halls. And so one of my friends, man, he could dance real good. And he used to always go. He would be the only like youngster in there. He's like, come on, Nooney, man, y'all come on, man. Y'all need to come to Zydeco, man. So we like, man, we going at the old folk stuff, man. You know what I mean? So we started going. We like, let's go, man. Because, you know, we started drinking and stuff like that. He like, yeah, you can drink and stuff like that at the church, man. So I like, all right. So it was like 4 or 5 of us. So we started going and we just started going and going. And I got hooked to it. Yeah. And then trail riding. And one of my partners was his uncle used to give a ride in Louisiana back then. And so he was like, no, come on, man, we're gonna go. So we hooked up our horses and stuff like that. And we out there in Cecilia. And I went, and it was the first, I didn't really realize my mom had took me there because his uncle and my uncle was like best friends when we were real little. And my mom had took me to a ride out there. I was young, I couldn't quite remember. So when his name was Ted Dago, he took me back. And I was like, man, I remember this, man, when I was real little, man. And he was like, so, and I remember his uncle, because his uncle used to live in Houston, but he moved back to Louisiana. And man, they had, like I said, I had been, you know, seeing Zydeco bands, but I had seen Zydeco Force for the first time. That's my favorite band. That's always been my favorite band. So I seen them for the first time. They were playing at his trail ride. And I got hooked, man. I was like, man, I want to learn how to do this, man. So I didn't even know the dude Jeffrey at the time. So I had went up to him, like, you know, we was drinking. I said, hey, man, I want to know if you can teach me how to play, man. And he was like, yeah, man. But, you know, back then we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have none of that. He was like, yeah, man, if you come to Louisiana, you know, I'll show you, you know, whatever I can. And some years passed by and I finally really got kind of serious about learning. So I would take vacation off my job. And I had an accordion. I didn't know where to start. I just bought an accordion. I didn't know what key to buy, no nothing. I just bought an accordion. And I went down there and I got down there. It's crazy, man. I went down there and I took vacation and everything, man, to try to go catch old Jeffrey. And I went down there. I never could catch him, man. I never could catch him, you know what I mean? So it was like I made a blank trip. So I came back and then, you know, I seen him again. They had to come play in Houston. And he was like, man, I'm sorry, man. I you know, did this, but I didn't get mad at him, you know what I mean? Because like I say, back then, you know, we didn't have cell phones and it was just, if you didn't catch them on the house phone, you couldn't catch people back then. But anyway, that's how I really got started, you know, playing Zydeco music. You know, Jeffrey was one of the first ones that really started teaching me. And then, you know, as I started learning a little bit, you know, I couldn't go to Louisiana all the time. So, but before I actually started going to Louisiana, we used to follow Step a lot. And I used, you know, try to get Step to show me, but Step was real busy. So as I started kind of learning a little bit, I kind of knew what he would be talking about when he would be trying to, you know, tell me this, tell me that. So, and then when I started sitting down with Step started showing me a lot of stuff, you know, and it just grew from there.
Okay. How long did it take you to learn the accordion?
It took me a while because I wasn't a musician. I mean, I'm still learning, you know what I mean? I'm still learning music because I learned to play by ear. I didn't know how to read like a scale. I didn't know what none of that was. I just tried to match the notes and learn how to play like that, you know? But it took me probably like a year and a half, almost 2 years, because I was working too, you know, so I didn't have a lot of time to just practice every day. But it took me a while to learn. But once I got it, I started getting the hang of it. It came easier when a guy that my mom used to date, he was a real good musician. He was my bass player. And so I got him to come when I started kind of forming my band together. I got him to join the band and he started teaching me, you know, a lot of stuff, you know, and it just started coming, you know. That's when we started kind of integrating R&B because he was an R&B musician, you know. So we started integrating R&B in our music and I just started kind of matching, you know, the accordion with the notes he was playing. I was like, oh, okay, I'm kind of getting out. It's kind of how you walk up and walk down and stuff like that. So it you know, just repetitious, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Wow. So you learned, most people learn like there ain't no school, I guess, a school of accordion, because everybody say they learn from somebody like that.
Yeah, you can learn by ear because I mean, I don't know the whole history of all that, you know what I mean? But a lot of the music according to me, it's like, you know, it was just house music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Party music
yeah.
that they made on the front porch, you know what I mean?
Do you think
And
that's what helped you to um get a good grasp on the accordion because you were playing a different types of genre and you were able to hear that music and it was not just regular old, I don't want to say regular old, I mean, I say that and offend anybody. Regular Creole, Zydeco, you were able to mix some other things in. Did that help you?
yeah, yeah, I'm glad that I, you know, and I'm gonna say like this over here in Texas, you know,
Mhm.
because we didn't, you know, Zydeco wasn't popular over here, so
Mhm.
we didn't get to learn from like, you know, like Creole music, like the Cajun
Yeah.
music. We didn't learn all the to be able to mix all that. So
Mhm.
we learned from basically like Boozoo, you know what I'm saying? Whatever Boozoo created, we kind of fell in line behind him. Then Bojan, you know, Zydeco Force like that.
Mhm.
So
Uh-huh.
that's kind of where our music started. And then we were more of R&B music over
Right.
here. So that's where we started crossing the music. That's why not like now it's more popular R&B than it is, you know,
Mhm.
old
Mhm.
style Zydeco, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because we started just, you know, mixing all kind of
Really,
music
you brought
into
that
it.
up.
Yeah.
Do you have any is it flack about fusing Zydeco? Do you ever get that's not Zydeco because it's got R&B in it? Do you ever get
No, 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 no.
that?
I don't get it. I mean, it's
Mhm.
music, you know what I mean, I used to say it myself, like
Oh, really?
when I first, like when I went, you know, to prison for a while, because I missed the change, man. When I left, I was
Mhm.
gone 6 years. So
Mhm.
when I left, the music changed because that's where the internet, you know, got popular, Facebook
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
All that wasn't even out. And then
Yeah.
when I got out, it was just like keyboards really wasn't even mixed in the music back, you know, before I left.
Right. Right.
And then when
Right.
I came home, it was like, damn, it was
It was
it was a
different. It was
whole big
different.
old different
It
thing.
was
So I'm,
different.
you know, I'm used to what way I used to play with the accordion leading the music
Lean.
instead of
Mm-hmm.
keyboard. And I kind of still try to keep my music like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean that's just what I know, you
That's
know
what
what I
you
mean?
mm-hmm.
And like Zydeco music is made, you know, with that accordion. But the way, you know, like Chris and Nate and them and Paul and them
Mm-hmm.
doing it, it's more of a, you know, a new generation type of music and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I mean, I like it. I
Yeah.
like it, but I don't like I wouldn't like all my music like that because
Yeah.
if you lose a certain member of the band, you know,
Oh, you could
you
be,
can't
yeah, I see what you're saying.
you can't
You
yeah,
won't be
you
able to get
can't
that sound.
right, right, because the
Mhm.
accordion is being taken away, you know.
I
So
get that.
but I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's whatever is popping, man. That's,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's what's popping, you know.
Now, what year did you start performing?
97. Yeah, I
Woo,
started
okay.
in 97. Yeah, yeah. In
Long time ago.
97, cause like I was saying before that, you know, we used to go around to like all the church halls, you know, dancing
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And I used to stand in front of the band and watch the accordion
Just,
player, you know, just trying to like see what his fingers doing and stuff like that. And I used to
uh-huh.
always play the air accordion, you know. And I was married back then, so my wife she used to always tell me, "I hate going to the Zydeco because all you do is stand up in the front and act like you
Oh,
playing."
doing this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, I'm trying to match his movement on his fingers. You know what I'm saying? The motion too. You know, like his arm when his arm go in or out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah. So I was just trying to learn any kind of way I could. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But that's all, we used to go through all that type of stuff, man. You know.
I remember you. Well, I remember you, of course, at Jack's. That's when I first got into Zydeco. But I remember you at this. I was just talking about this to somebody the other day. There used to be this family reunion in some little town up 59, and you played there every year. And there was this little hotel off to the side. I
It's up
can't. I don't know if that was
59.
Centerville. Was that Centerville? Not Centerville. Is it
No,
Centerville?
that's up 45. That's the Kelly reunion.
That one.
Talking about
That
that
one.
trail
That
ride.
one.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now
Yes.
look,
I was.
Trina,
Yes.
that trail ride started all this big
Really.
trail ride stuff, man. Yeah, man. Kelly reunion, man. I mean, I remember I done that ride when Mr. Jerry, because his daughter used to ride horses and stuff too.
Mhm.
She used to keep a horse at the same barn we used to keep our
Mhm.
horse back when we was young. And then when I sold my horse and I started playing it, you know, I always run across him.
Uh-huh.
So when I got my band together, he was like, "Man, I'm gonna hire you, man, to come play our family reunion. We gonna start a trail ride up there." And
And he
I
did.
can't remember what year it was, but I played the first year, and I'm telling you, man, we had probably 14, 15 people out there.
Yeah.
That was the first year they did. And then he came back the next year and I put out that CD, We Bringing the Heat. Now that was a real popular CD that I put out at the time. Cause I mean, I had integrated a little rap and, you know, I mean,
the Fidelity one?
No, it wasn't that one. That was the one after, I think it was.
Okay.
But yeah, it was called Bringing the Heat. That was a real hot CD, man. I mean, that thing was really hot. So I had, when I went back to Kelly reunion that next year, you couldn't even get in that thing, man. And man, he was like, Jerry was like, man, look at this, Nooney, man. And it just grew.
I bet that was
exciting. It got so big. Yeah, it got so big that they just, like everything, it just get out of control, you know, and it was and it started out as a family thing. You know how when people come on your property and start acting a fool and all that, they was like, man, it becomes a headache, you know. So yeah, but that was one of the.
I never rode a horse.
Yeah.
But I rode a horse at that one. I ain't been on a horse since, but I rode a horse. Yeah. I went on the actual trail ride that time. It was the only time. You know how long ago that's been. So I actually rode the ride on somebody let me ride their horse, and I ain't been on a horse since. So
I sure missed that. Man. I mean, we oh man, we used to have so much fun. I mean, the people used to look. That was one of them trail rides like people look forward to go to, and they would go to that thing on Thursday, you know, just to get a good parking spot, and you know, but that was our stepping strut back then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I wasn't even into Zydeco, but I knew you and I knew J. Paul, and then someone would have people was going to that, like that was just where to go. So they was like, come on, let's go to the family reunion. So, but anyway, I always think about that when I think about you.
Yeah, it wasn't, and back then it wasn't a whole lot of bands either. You know what I mean? It was just like me and Paul, Steph. Well, Steph was, you know, and got started as far as like the younger people music. You know what I'm saying? Steph, me, and Brian Jack. It was really us four, you know. But as far as the trail rides back then, I mean, man, you couldn't touch me, man. I had all the well too, because like I said, I used to trail ride, so everybody knew me from trail riding. Yeah. Trail riding and all that stuff too.
I tell people all the time how pretty I think accordions are. I think they're really pretty instruments. How many do you have?
I probably got 5, 6. I think I got like 7 accordions right now.
Do you name them?
Before I went to jail, man, I had probably about 13 or 14 of them things, man. I used to just buy them things, man. Just cause like I like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like you said, it was pretty. It was pretty.
They look good. Yeah. So do you name them?
No, not really. Okay. I used to. I had like 1 or 2 that I named, but not no more.
We all know, as you've mentioned a few times, that you went away for a while to jail, prison, whatever. What was that like? Like when you left, coming back, like what was that like? Hold on, let me back up. Let me say this.
Yeah.
You look like you were shell shocked. Can I say that?
Oh, when I went?
You looked shocked, like there was a difference. Like, I'm gonna tell you what night I'm talking about. When you came for it was an event. I think Michi and Maryland had their event, and you were there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? And so when I say shell shocked, you started joking, but it was like
it was right here by my house at Herrera.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to be offensive when I say you look shell shocked, but you just look like you were still like, you didn't look the same. You didn't have the you didn't have new look.
I was in awe. Like I told you, I was in awe of how it, everything had done changed, man. And believe me, like before I left, that was like my whole thing of because people were more countrified, honestly. Like before I left, people I think because I was one of the, what I was doing, I used to have a lot of money and stuff. But I used to drive, nice cars and all that shit. And I used to pull up the trail rides and Mercedes and all type of shit, my home. But I was like, saying like, this is what, because I used to like watch Puffy and all them and like, man, being a musician, I'm like, man, Zydeco, this how we need to live. I just had this vision of like, we need to get out the dirt. You know what I mean? We need, ain't nothing wrong with us having nice things and stuff like that. So when I came back, I just started seeing, like, I seen cars in the parking lot, like nice cars and big Ulis, and I'm like, okay, yeah, people living, you know what I mean? Now they, like us black people not scared to spend money and stuff like that. So it ain't nothing wrong with that. People be scared of like, a truck high truck notes or high car notes, but that's what you work for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. To have
Yeah.
nice things. I have to talk
Yeah.
about. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
when I came back, I was like, man, I was just like, man, this shit done changed, man. I mean, it's like, and I felt like so behind because I missed that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, just in trying to get to know. And there was so many new people had
And
to,
I know everybody
come
was
in.
coming up to you on pictures. I was one of them.
Yeah,
But
it was people that knew me that I didn't know.
you
You know
didn't
what I
know.
mean? Like these trail ride. When I
Mhm.
left, I mean, there wasn't many trail ride clubs. You know what I mean? So now that was the thing. I seen everybody dressed up like this club, this club, this club.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
had to just kind of get in line, and fall in
Yeah.
line and see how things go. You know how things were
Say
moving.
this, when you came
So,
out, what was your thought? Like, what were you thinking you were gonna do next? Did you know that you were gonna go back into Zydeco, or you didn't know what you was
oh
gonna
yeah,
do?
yeah. I mean, I knew I was gonna play. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because when I
Okay.
was locked up, I didn't get a lot of time to practice. Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
only accordions that they had was like the triple roll accordions, triple note.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was locked up with a lot of Hispanic people, and the way
Mm-hmm.
prison worked, you can't just go and get it because I
Yeah.
mean that's state thing. So I'm a black dude trying to go get the accordion, and they like, hey man, what you want with this? You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I want to practice. I play Zydeco music. And they was like, no, amigo, hey, you're not one of us people. You can't
Yeah.
play the accordion. I'm like, man, for real, yeah, it's like that. But they was like, yeah, man, you got the, you know,
Wow.
you got the, I don't know, I can't say what you call it, but that's just the way it's set up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I eventually got cool with them, and they, once they start trusting me and like, okay, he
Gotcha.
cool, man. They'll let me rent the accordion for like 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because people used to like work, over the instruments and stuff like that. So I try to go rent the accordion, and they'll hide it. They're like, no, man, it's already rented out. I'm
This
like,
ain't
man,
for
that's some
you.
bullshit, man. Yeah, because that's what you say. That's what they would say. Like, if you get it, then our people can't play music on the yard.
Right.
So
Right.
they would hide the accordions and stuff
Wow.
like that,
That's
man. Yeah,
crazy. That's crazy. Did you get to do any writing or anything when you were there?
man, Trina, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wrote some stuff, but
Mhm.
I didn't want to write prison music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really didn't. I didn't want to write music about what I went through, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because I mean, if I would have, I think I'd have been angry, and I didn't want to
Mm.
write that kind of music. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I'd have probably wrote some tough shit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm
You might have
saying?
been rapping.
Well, no, just
I'm
like
teasing.
I'm just saying. I think I kind of would have probably felt putting myself like on a hustler tip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
And
I get
I
it.
just didn't want to write music like that. So
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't, because when I came home, like I said, when I came home, the music had done changed,
So much.
and you know, I was like, damn, so I got to catch up with this, and I really wasn't feeling it,
Yeah.
because like I said, the music is led by keyboard, and I'm
Yeah.
like, man, this ain't what I'm
Zydeco
used to,
left.
man. Yeah, this ain't the same. But
Yeah.
the more I was, around it and seeing like the crowd didn't change, man.
Yeah.
The whole the
Yes.
scene done changed and all that. So it's either fall in line with it or get
Yeah.
back. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of took my time. I'm still taking my time on trying to
Mhm.
adjust to it. I mean, I'm getting there, but
Do you
again, man,
plan to do another CD?
yeah, I got some music right now, and like I
Okay.
said again, I started incorporating the keyboard a lot more on it. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
the keyboard guy I had, he left. He went play with Chris, and there's
Mm-hmm.
no bad beef or nothing like that. No,
Oh yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm talking about. So now with that being happening, I got to kind of train
Regroup.
somebody, or either kind of start over. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
because I incorporated that so much, you know what I mean, on the new music that I'm trying to put out. So now
Mhm.
I'm kind of being pushed back a little bit, but
Gotcha.
I'm still gonna put it out. But I mean, like if I want to record it, he'll come work with me and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
of course.
Yeah.
I can't call. I know House is the last part of his name, but anyway, I love him to death. He's so funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Um,
Greenhouse. You're talking about.
Greenhouse.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. I can't remember the name. I know that when you got out, you said that the music had changed and you weren't really necessarily feeling it yet. Did people come to you to say, for you to get hot, you got to do this. For you to get hot, you got to do this. I know people
Well,
came to you and said something.
yeah, but you know what really tripped me out, Trina, was people was like, no, man, man, we glad you're back. We want to, what they were saying, real Zydeco, blah, blah, blah. But,
Yeah.
I didn't never change my style. So I stuck with, what I knew.
What you knew.
But shit, they wasn't the same people that was telling you that. They wasn't coming because, like I said, people follow the crowd. You know what I mean? It'd be some of your good friends or whatever. They be want to come support, but people go where the crowd go. You know what I mean? And Zydeco, it's always been like that. You know what I mean? Really? They go where the crowd go. You know what I mean? It's not that they don't like you or nothing like that. They just go, where the crowd go, and it's always been like that. So that's why I was like,
does it bother
man,
you when there is a low crowd, or do you just play like you still have a full of people? Like,
Trina, let me say this. I don't know if this is what it is, but I mean, I know how it feel to have a crowd. I know how it feel to not have one. I mean, I started out without one, then I was the hottest shit it was, and then it's just people. People had their time, and but it depends on where we play. If we play for older crowd, I have a pretty good crowd, but the youngsters they don't really. The youngsters don't really follow me, like I say, like Chris and Paul. Now, you know what I mean? Because that's what they used to. Like I say again, I was locked up when all that music changed and changed and stuff like that. So they that's what they used to hearing. But like I say again, I'm working on some new music, and when I put out some new music, and then the DJ start playing it over and over and over, then they'll be okay, that's doing it. Now we starting to. Catch
when
the
I
vibe
still like going
that,
back to Fidelity and Nooney, I still like those. Like always been. So, and those will never die, whether it was keyboard or not. Those two songs are just jamming no matter what day it is. So do you play any other instruments?
Nah.
Okay.
I mean this music thing, it fell in my lap by, like I say, default, man. It started out as fun, just me and one of my best friends back then. We was just want to play to be honest with you, my friend Coco, he wanted to play the accordion, and I was gonna play the rub board, but he never could get the rhythm on the accordion. He was like, man, let's switch, man. So I said, all right. So we switched the instrument. I said, all right, I'm gonna learn how to play the accordion. So it took me a little while. So he learned to play the rub board pretty quick. And so he would sit in sometimes with bands and stuff like that. And while I was still practicing, I was like, man, this damn accordion is hard to learn, man. You know what I mean? And like I said, I didn't have no guidance. I just learned by ear. I think my first accordion I had was a G. I didn't know the key. And I'm trying to learn a song in B flat or C, but I got a G accordion. So I was struggling, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I ain't had nobody tell me like, no, man, they playing that song in B flat, or they playing that song in this,
Wow.
So until, like I said, I started learning, being around Step a little more and Jeffrey like that. And they like, well, no, this song, I like, what's this accordion this song played on? Oh, they played on the B flat. Oh, I got a G accordion, man. He's like, well, what song is played on G? It's like, I don't know, because G wasn't a popular key back then.
Okay.
So it got popular kind of like when Bojack came. So like some Bojack songs, I started learning like, oh, okay. So now I'm learning, I can match these. I match the notes. That's how I learned by ear. So then I got some money. I went bought me a C. I went bought me a B flat. Then I started really picking it up. Then my dad was a boxer. My dad was a professional boxer. So that's what I was going. That's what I would have been. I would have been a boxer, because that's what I was trained. Yeah, I was trained. My dad was a Texas welterweight champion back in the 70s, and I mean, when I was younger, that's what he was training me to do as a kid. I mean, I come out the womb doing that. And my dad ended up going to prison when I was 8 years old, and he had to vacate his title. He was a champion at the time, and I was on my way. I was
trying to get that title.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying I was. He was training me. I used to have a lot of amateur kid fights and stuff like that. I used to do a lot of that stuff. But when he left, the people that was training my dad, his promoters and stuff like that, they wanted to take me and keep me going. But my mom, she wasn't having it. She was like, nah, y'all ain't taking my baby. That's the only son I got. And no. My sister was like, shit. My sister was probably 2, something like that. 1 or 2. She real little. So my mom like, nah, she ain't letting me go. So
I ain't letting
But
that get. I
but
get
you never know, man. I probably would have went to the Olympics or something because my dad he was good, man. He was
good.
really good. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's
Is
what I
he
was training. That's what we
is
was
he
training
living
over
or
to.
no?
No, he passed away right before I got out of prison, man. Probably like that was what 16 when he passed.
Okay.
Yeah, I think June of 16. I think is when. Yeah, he
I'm
passed.
sorry to hear that. I know
Yeah,
that your mom passed. I'm sorry for that
yeah.
too while you were
Uh,
already gone.
yeah,
She,
that was tough. Being in prison and you lose both your parents. So,
yeah.
like I say, that
And
I've
you
been
weren't
through a
able to
lot of
go to
shit,
either one
man.
of the funerals, right?
Not my mother's, my
Mhm.
dad. I was
Okay.
but I was at the end of my bed. So they, at the time, I was in a work program,
Mhm.
and I was a trustee. So they let me go
Oh,
to my dad's
okay.
funeral, and that
Okay.
was good because I hadn't seen like the cars, the nothing, man, in all
Yes.
those years. You know what I mean? And I was
Yeah.
downtown in this work program, and when my dad passed, they took me, to the
Oh.
where my sister had a funeral right there on Lockwood,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
my sister really wasn't supposed to be telling a lot of people that I was coming,
Mhm.
but she couldn't
Oh.
hold that because she was so excited.
She couldn't hold
So
it.
so when I got there, boy, everybody, man, I mean, they was so glad. I was so glad to see people though, man. It was just like, I mean, I was nervous, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
I was like, I ain't
definitely.
seen these people. I ain't really got to touch no woman, like hug people or nothing. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good experience. I felt so good, man, to be able to get out just to see like the
People.
freeway and
Uh-huh.
yeah, people and like
Yeah.
Popeye's
Did
chicken and
you
all that kind of stuff, man.
exactly. Did you have people that stayed in touch with you when you went away, when you was away?
Yeah, yeah. My sister was the, main her and my daughter. And I
Mhm.
mean a couple of my friends, because we got the email, when we was in
Okay.
the feds,
Oh,
we
you
got the
did?
email and
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I
Okay.
kept in touch with, quite a few people.
Okay. What about your band members? Because I know most of them came back
Yeah,
and
yeah. I mean,
came back
like I
to
said,
see you.
I used to email all my band members and stuff. I mean, I
Mhm.
used to talk to Paul sometime on the phone, John. I kept in
Oh,
touch
that's
with,
cool.
cats and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Because like if
Y'all
my
been
sister would be out, if she would be out,
uh-huh.
she used to like email me and tell me, hey, I'm gonna be at Jack's at 7 o'clock or whatever. So at 7, she say email me or either I call her cell
Uh-huh.
phone and she'd be at Jackson. I'd be talking to people, on the
Oh,
phone and stuff like that.
oh, that's cool. For the
Yeah.
pandemic, how did that work for you? How did you were still working though because you could
Yeah.
drive. We had to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
y'all.
yeah, yeah. I was still, I mean, it kind of affected my trucking business like when it first hit.
Hmm.
Uh, but once they seen that I mean, they couldn't stop the trucking thing. So I
Hmm.
made it through it all right.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, I made it through it all right.
Um,
I mean, the band thing stopped for everybody. The entertainment
yeah.
thing, but the as far as my trucking business, it was good.
So in my mind, I've been told that I'm wrong, but just what I see, Zydeco seems to be a male-dominated business, world. Would you
Yeah.
agree? And if so, why do you think that is?
Um, just the way it is.
Has it? Well, I know there used to be. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I say used to be. Rosie is back out and popping, but I
yeah,
know there used to be more women in the past. But
yeah. I know from here like Dora, Dora was
mm-hmm,
one of the females.
mm-hmm,
I think what Donna and Jail, she back
you know her.
a while back, she was pretty
Oh,
popular
okay.
because
But
she
it
used to
just
come
tends
over
to
here and
be
play
that
sometimes.
male-dominated
Yeah, yeah.
business. Okay.
I mean that's just the way it's set up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was watching I watched your live you did with Ed. I was on the road and I watched
He
it.
over here
Yeah, that
listening
was that
now.
huh?
He on here
Yeah,
watching now.
yeah. I was gonna tell you about that, like what he was talking about, like when we first started Zydeco, and when I was telling you we used to go to Bruno's and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Uh them people they don't get enough credit, like Mr. Paul Richard, he was one, him and Wilford Chavis,
Yeah.
them yeah, all those people, man. I mean, they used to have Zydeco real popular out here, because most people think like, Step,
Hmm.
myself, J. Paul, that's like the new, we was the
Yeah.
newest school to back then. But like before we actually really got into it like that, but yeah, it was Paul Richard, Mr. Wilbur Chavis, um, Jabo. You know, all them guys was playing back then. You know, Bon Tom Mickey, you know, all them cats, man. They
Yeah.
because that's when we first started going. You know, as like I say, Zydeco wasn't popular as far as like young, you know, young people, you know. Back then we were youngsters. We was, you know,
And just
21, 20
watching
years
kind
old.
of.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
You know who
Yeah.
I else who else I think need to get maybe Tamisha should think about that too. Some of the club owners, you know, because if it wasn't for the club owners and I'm gonna say promoters as well, you know, think about Mr. Ashley and Mr.
Yeah.
A's, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
some of those
I mean,
Bruno.
that's what Paul made his name at, you know.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah, Mr. Yeah.
Because I asked some of my I have an R&B friend who has like boosted his prices like really, 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 really high. Like I promote him, but I can't book him because he's been went up so high. No offense,
Yeah.
I think everybody should get paid what they want to get paid or whatever. But I think I asked he's a jazz this so I asked a person, his name is Marion Meadows, who's a jazz singer, very popular, traveled all over the world, and he said that you know we as musicians you need to remember to still work with those people because you have fans in those areas that can't afford. I mean, and then the clubs are too small. Mr. A's can't
Yeah.
give you $4,500. You know, I mean, and because
Yeah.
where are you gonna make his money back? But anyway, I thought it was so cool that he made that statement that he calls, you know, clubs the mom and pop promoters,
Right,
and he
right.
says, you know, we got to remember them. Without them, we wouldn't even be here.
Well,
Wouldn't have
you
had a
know what,
place to
Trina?
play.
It's crazy that you say that because I just talked to my band. We had played a festival last week over there on the south side. And I had went bought some new equipment, so I had stopped by Jack's because the music store is right by Jack's. So I went in there the other day and I ate and stuff like that. And you know, I hadn't played at Jack's since the pandemic. And
Okay.
you know, with the pandemic happening, when Jack started bringing the bands back, they wasn't paying, you know, what they were paying before it stopped. So, you know, that was kind of the issue with as far as me playing, you know,
Right.
because I've been playing it since I started, and it
Yeah.
just wasn't enough, you know, to pay my guys and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
my equipment, my helpers and stuff like that. But I had talked to him and I was like, look, man, I mean, when I went to Jack's, I was like, man, you know, I say, man, that's them people gave me a start. And I played that every year of my playing career, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I talked to them and I was like, look, man, I say, I want to go back. You
Yeah.
know, that's why I built my fan base at Jack's.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So that's why when you just said that, like you got people that was there for you, and you know, it wasn't about money. So I had talked to them and they was like, man, look, whatever you want to do, you know, we good with that because Jax has always been there for us, you know. So
Yes,
I just hadn't
definitely.
I hadn't called and talked to you know, Rosa about it yet. But I mean that's something I'm gonna do. And it ain't,
Yeah.
you know, it ain't about money, you know. Shit, I mean, I take care of myself. I mean, I'm pretty sure people know that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we gonna go back. We going
Definitely.
back.
Y'all
You know,
need to.
but
Need
I
to.
don't think now. What I will say, I'm gonna fight for it to get back the little money it was paying us, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make it like
A
we play it
habit.
all the time for
Yeah,
that because
absolutely.
I mean that's not our standard. I don't want to like lower our standards either, you know.
Definitely.
But I do want to go. I do want to go back for the people. And I mean, like I say, even for myself, man, because I mean, I love playing there. That's a place that gave me one of my first opportunities, and it never changed. Even when I went to prison and I came back, they welcomed me back with open arms. You know, yeah, come on back, Nooney. I mean, I used to play every third Friday. They gave me my third Friday back. You know what I mean? No issues, no nothing. I mean, yeah, show me love,
And
man.
that's how I want people to think. I am never saying that because I had the Zydeco DJs, Zydeco and Country Western DJs on one day, and they made a point and said, you know, when they set a standard for the pay that they get, then someone comes along and takes less, it lowers it. However, I'm just for musicians, I think it's a little bit different. Again, not saying you do it all the time, but if there is someone to say, hey, I want you to play, but I just, you know, I can't afford, you know, Jacks don't even charge to get, you know, charge for get in. I know they sell food and stuff, but you know what I mean. But you know, again, for me, I'm out promoting this particular person, like, and I still love him to death. But it's crazy that I'm promoting you and I can't afford to book you. You know, you should work something out with me. You know, so that's all I'm saying. Then again, like Marion said, you got a place. Let's just say Mr. A's. How many places? How big is Mr. A's? How, you know, you got to give him. And Mr. Ashley have definitely let people come through there, and do
Yeah.
things there. So anyway, that's just kind of my little soapbox about remembering those that helped us at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. And
Um,
I mean, like I said, it's crazy that you said that. I mean, I guess
that
it
is,
must have been on my heart because I mean, I just talked to my band about that because, like I say, when I went to Jax, I was like, man, I just
yeah.
told myself, I said, man, I'm gonna talk to my guys. I want to come back and play, and I mean,
Yeah.
I ain't worried
And
about
it's so
that
much
money or none of that
fun.
shit. Yeah, that's what it is for me
Mhm.
because I mean, regardless, I mean, playing there, I never really made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It was always, having fun,
Mhm.
and building your name, you know what I'm saying? And shit, most of the time I eat and drink all my little money up anyway,
Exactly. What is the biggest challenge that you have that you think you have in the entertainment business, mainly Zydeco?
um, holding my tongue on certain things. To be honest, I don't be saying stuff to hurt nobody's feelings or nothing
Yeah.
like that. Because I mean, people tell me things, and hey man, some of them they put me down.
Mhm.
I'm cool. I can accept, you know,
Yeah.
criticism or whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, even if somebody just plain old, just like hating or whatever. I mean, that's
Yeah.
cool too. You know what I mean? Because with every negative, there's a positive. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I mean, negative. You need negativity a little bit, not much, because sometimes negativity will push you, you know, to where you need to go. Because
You know who
sometimes
said that last night, Nooney? I don't mean to cut you off. Yes, I do, but no. LeBron James. He was on a talk show last night, and someone
mhm,
asked him, what about the haters? Like, how do you deal with it? And he said, you know what? Yeah, they piss you off sometimes, but sometimes they motivate you. Like, you know what? Let me go
yeah,
show them then.
yeah,
Let me make them
yeah,
go home
yeah,
crying, whatever. So I thought, wow, that was a good way of thinking about it.
yeah. Because I like I was gonna say, sometimes we get content, with where we are and stuff
Mhm.
like that. We feel
Mhm.
like we're doing good enough. Shit, I'm cool. But
Absolutely.
some people will tell you that because they want to see you do better. Or some of
Mhm.
them know that you can do better, but then they got some that's just gonna talk about you just
They just,
because.
yeah.
But like I say, it's life, and I've been through some things in my
Yeah.
life. So, but somebody talking about me or whatever, I mean,
Mhm.
it don't bother me. I mean, I can accept, you know, pretty much anything.
Everything.
I accepted what I did when I went to prison. I mean, I
Mhm.
was on national TV, all at the news. And I didn't hold my head down.
Yeah.
When police took me out of my house, I didn't come down. I didn't come out with my head down. I told myself before I walked out the door, man, look,
Mhm.
I'm gonna face this. I'm gonna deal with this. You know,
Yeah.
hey, so and that's how I dealt with it. The whole
Yeah.
bid. I didn't. When I came home, I wasn't ashamed to talk about it to
Yeah.
nobody.
Because you told
People
me that
wanted to
tonight when
know.
I asked you, could I ask you about it? That
Yeah.
was the first thing you said. Oh, Trina, I'm not ashamed of it. You could ask me. So,
Yeah, people want to
um,
know, like, man, how was it, man? How was it in there, man?
mhm,
I mean, but
mhm.
most people ask like, about sex stuff like that. I'm like, come on, man. No, no way.
Look, that's the
That
only
ain't
thing they
happening. You know
worried
what I
about.
mean? Yeah, yeah. Out of all that, I mean, you know what I mean. Luckily, I ain't had no fight, get stabbed, and all that. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like, how did you
yeah.
survive that part? That's what they should be asking.
Well, the main thing is you mind your business. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Mind your
mhm.
business and find you some people from your city and just
Oh.
just stay out the way. You know what I mean? But
Mhm, mhm.
people will respect you if you earn respect. You be
Yeah.
respectful, they'll
Yeah.
they'll respect you. But they
But
sometimes
do this is gonna sound so naive of me, but like, is it really fights and stuff like that? Or people
oh
really
yeah,
fight people in
yeah,
front?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
because in prison, you get everything took from you. All privileges. I mean, it
Mhm,
was so like when I first got locked up when I was in the county. in
mhm,
in Liberty County, that's where they took us.
mhm.
Man, I mean, they would give us like this nasty toothpaste, this old cheap deodorant. I mean, and like this little bitty small toothbrush to brush your teeth, man. I mean, you can't, and the bristles falling all out. You know what I mean? It's
Oh
like
Lord.
terrible, man. I mean,
Yeah,
terrible. So it's
yeah.
like if you could get a real toothbrush, that's a privilege. You
That
see what
is
I'm
a
saying?
wow.
That's the kind of stuff like that, that you gotta you they teach you to appreciate, man, because you get all that took away from you.
Wow, wow.
Everything. Yeah. A
Do
nice
you think
brush
it
or
made you stronger?
huh?
Did it make a
Oh
difference?
yeah. Because I mean, me. Some people it don't affect. I mean, me it did. It made me appreciate a whole lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I was saying, um, when you in there, you get this deodorant, it'll break you out. You know, it's so when you get some good powder deodorant, man, you like, oh, thank you, God. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Yeah, yeah, man, because you get all kind of rashes, infections, all kind of stuff, man. You know. No, I mean, I'm not a hell of a singer. I can hold a
Mm,
little note.
yeah.
But the main thing was, like I told you, I did get to practice a little bit
Yeah.
once I got friends with, the Hispanic people, because they didn't
Uh-huh.
have like the single note accordions in there like we play, they just had the triple note. So
Yeah.
I just practiced when I could on that, you know.
I'll
But
never forget that little story.
I really learned more, to be honest with you. I learned a lot of. No, I will say this: the Mexican people, they did teach me scales on a
Oh.
accordion, because I was trying to learn like how to play Mexican music a little bit.
Mhm.
So the guy was telling me, he said, "You know Skelly?" And I was like, "No, what's the Skelly?" So he gave me a book, and all it is like, the first note, C, D, E, F, G. How you walk it down, you walk it back up. So I was like, oh, so that's when I first really learned like a scale. I was like, oh, so that's what this shit is, man. So he was like, yeah, it's like 1 through 7, but eight is back to the 1. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I started learning that, practicing that, and then they would teach me like some of the Mexican licks, the Mexican chops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I used to, once I got, like I say again, once I
Friends with 'em.
became friends with them,
Mhm.
they started, letting me be around more and more and stuff. So I started learning a lot of Mexican stuff, on accordion.
So you
Yeah.
need to. Do you ever put that in your show?
No, I don't do it. I was doing it when I first got home, because I was still in that
Yeah.
mindset.
Mhm.
But again, once I got home and seen how the Zydeco was, I had to get
Have
with
to get.
with
Yeah.
yeah, I had to catch up with what's going on with the Zydeco music. But I mean,
Yeah.
what I learned, I still know. I still
Mhm.
know. Like if I sit down with my band and go over some stuff, like
Yeah.
we get ready to do my CD. I'm gonna go back to some of it and try to incorporate
That
it,
would be
a little
cool.
bit.
That'd be something different.
Yeah,
I do remember
yeah.
seeing you when you came home in the front. I don't know if you were at your house, but you'd be out playing the accordion uh outside when you would post it on live.
Yeah, that's when
And
I
what do you
was
think?
when I first
I'm
got.
glad-
That's when I first got home.
Yeah.
I didn't have my trucking business going then, but like now,
Yeah.
shit, I'm on that road getting that money, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What encouraging advice would you give to someone who asks you for advice about getting into the entertainment business, Zydeco?
First
I'm
thing,
gonna just say, let me make one step further. He wants to be a leader of a Zydeco band.
okay, yeah. I mean, that's one of my biggest pet peeves, I guess you could say. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
them youngsters, I mean, a lot of them want to, just have a band. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got that right now. You got guys that say they band leaders. They don't have no equipment.
Right.
They don't have no vehicle. They don't have no trailer. That's the stuff you should get first. Your tools. That's just like you working for yourself. You need tools to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Get your equipment. Get your accordions. Get your trailer. Get your get that first. And
Yeah.
then you can say you're a band leader. When people call you to book you, man, you got to call around and ask somebody, can you use their equipment, or can you use somebody accordion? That ain't what's happening.
Yeah.
That ain't what's happening.
Definitely. Yeah.
No. Or can somebody pull your equipment around or some stuff like that? No,
Yeah.
man. I mean, so just be patient, because you're just starting out. So be patient and get, work on that. And then once you get that, then people start booking. You ain't got no issues. You can get there. You ain't gotta depend on nobody, coming to pick you up, getting your equipment there. You're late. People start putting
Yeah.
rumors
Yeah.
out on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I would
Yeah.
tell them.
Yeah.
But I tell them that they think I'm, fussing or telling them something wrong. Nooney hating. I'm not hating. I'm just being honest, man.
Being
I'm just,
honest.
yeah. I'm
And
not
that's what
hating.
you want, somebody to tell you the truth and be straight up with you.
Yeah. That way, once you get there and you see when people start calling you, you get there early. You get whatever you can do whatever you want, because you providing stuff for yourself.
Right.
You
And
ain't
you
got
don't
to
have to
depend on nobody.
depend on anybody. Yeah, you don't have to depend
Yeah,
on anybody.
my dad, I guess I'm like, I get that from my dad. 'Cause my dad was a real serious person.
Mm-hmm.
He was always serious, man. I mean, good, nice dude. I mean,
Yeah.
but he'll scrap in a heartbeat. But he was real. He was nice, very. I mean, real giving, but he just was always a serious person. You
Do you
know,
think
he
that's where
just
you got your demeanor from? Because you always look
yeah,
super serious,
yeah,
but
yeah,
you're
yeah.
okay.
But I
Okay,
mean, if
'cause
people really like get to know me, I'm not, you know,
yeah,
because a lot of people tell me smile, man. I'm like, but that's just I be thinking about a lot of stuff all the time, you know.
that's what you
But
look
no,
to
but
me. That's what you look like to me. You were Stacy Dancy had a surprise party. They gave her a surprise party at Division One. I saw you across the room. And I
yeah,
said, he looks so serious. I said, he looked like he in heavy thought. So,
yeah, I do. I be looking serious. I mean, that's all. But I
mhm,
mean, like I say, but once I
yeah.
get to drinking, you know, I
It
get loose.
changes.
I get loose then. Yeah, I get loose then. Yeah,
So I like R&B. I love R&B, and I love a little old school hip hop. Tupac and Puff Daddy, they my boyfriends. Well, Tupac dead, but he's still my boyfriend. So, do you like any other genre of music?
yeah. Hip hop. I mean, I was more on the LL Cool J. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
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 that era right there. Um,
yeah. The
yeah, I mean,
best
I like
era
all of
ever.
them. Maze, like Maze, Frankie Beverly, and all of them.
Mm,
Isley Brothers.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm on all that. Dave Hollister, that's one of
Yeah.
my
Oh,
favorites.
yeah. I didn't
Yeah,
even know much about him until I was watching him on Unsung about a year or two ago. I knew nothing about him. So
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
that was
always listening
interesting.
to some Dave, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I like a lot of gospel music too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love gospel. So I listen to a lot of Marvin Sapp.
Do
You know.
you integrate? You know how I know some of the bands now they have a time to where they just will play a little R&B. Do y'all do that?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I have a lot of R&B in my set because I mean the
Okay.
guy that play guitar, he can sing real good.
Okay.
Ray, yeah, he sing real good. So I always let him showcase himself.
Now, what do you do, Nooney, to chill and just relax?
I'm here at my house, man. I got horses and stuff. Um,
Oh, yeah, because they were
yeah,
trying to have a big old COVID party at your house.
yeah. I mean, I ended up having one. It wasn't a COVID party, but I had a yard party though. Eventually, after they
Mhm.
kind of let
Eventually,
loose a little
I know
bit.
you canceled that
Yeah.
first one.
Oh yeah, because somebody called the police on me, man. And I said, man, no, I don't need y'all here at my house,
I
man.
need y'all in my life right now.
No, man, I ain't doing no wrong. I don't need y'all over here, man. You know what I'm
That is so
saying?
funny.
So
Um,
yeah, because we had put on Facebook, and man, those
yes.
people called me. I was like, yeah, that man got to talking. I say, oh, you ain't got to say no more, man. I'll get on here
I'm
and cancel this
good.
stuff right now. You know what I mean?
Yes. That
Yeah,
was
because he said,
good.
if we show up,
What's he
it's gonna
doing?
be trouble. I said, you ain't even got to
Mhm.
worry about showing up, man.
Yep, yep, yep. Do you dance, Nooney?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, Trent. We used to dance. That's why we
Well,
used to
you
go
should
to church
Zydeco.
all dance. I can Zydeco, yeah, old school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
this new shit they doing. Not this new stuff. Nah, man. I mean, this new stuff. It's funny, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean,
Trust
it's
and
Zydeco.
believe.
That's these kids, man. But I don't Zydeco like that. I'm old
Yeah.
school. You know, I hold my dance
Oh,
partners. You
your
know what I'm saying? Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Now they not
yeah.
throwing them across the room somewhere. What do you think about the violence that's going on with these trail rides? Do you
Oh
have
man.
any
Yeah.
solution or what's flatback? Ed said flatback. What's flatback? That's
Flat
holding
back.
on. He
Oh
said
yeah.
flatback.
That's what we do. Yeah. Straight back. Yeah.
Oh,
We hold it. Yeah. Old school. Yeah. You got to put the shoulders in it, man. You know what I'm
oh.
saying? Yeah. Shoulder rhythm. You know what I mean?
Ed, you know too much. You know too much. Um, do you think because me and Ed had this conversation not too long ago and about the violence that's happening in the trail ride scene and I was thinking like I was trying to think of different ideas of what could we do to make that better. Even though I'm not a trail rider, I don't like to see people getting killed.
I don't know, Trina, man. It's trail ride. I mean, I love it, man, because like I said, I got horses. I go ride
Yeah,
still
yeah.
when I ain't playing and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, I've been trail riding. I ain't never got into nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let me
Okay.
say that. I ain't never had no gun. I ain't never got
Mhm.
into anything. I think
Mhm.
it's the people, who wants to get in trouble,
That's what everybody says.
who go to the trail rides for that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They go clicked up, and it's pretty much, them youngsters, that's just the way a trail ride is set up now. They I guess what they call it, they gang now,
Yeah, whatever it
So
is.
yeah, they
So do you
beefing
think
and
it has
they
anything
take
to do
it
with the
to
music? Some people say, "What's the music the DJ play?" Do you
Well,
think that's?
I mean, I think all of it has something to do with it because I mean, even females too. You know, like these females, they click up too against other females, and you know, and like the way this music is had these youngsters out there dancing, they be dancing, you know, bumping up against each other, and
Yeah.
then it's a contest. They want to know who can
Oh,
jig the best, and then you know, from any type of contest, it's gonna be some confliction. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because
absolutely.
it's competition, and with competition comes tension.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying if it was all in fun, now it's cool. But
Right,
sometimes sometimes people take it as being disrespected. So
mm-hmm.
that's where it becomes, a
It's
conflict.
crazy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate I couldn't do my festival, man. You know, COVID messed that up. And
I
I had that
know.
going real good.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now in Herrera and them, they sold a club. So
Oh, they did.
yeah, man, my festival at the indoors, well, as far as being there is history right
Get
now.
it?
But they do have another spot. It's outside, so um, I'm trying
You're
to
gonna
see
try
what
to
I
work
can do.
something out to have it again.
I'm gonna have. I really don't want to take it outside, but I
Right.
think that's what I'm gonna end up doing because I really like the indoor
I do
atmosphere. It's a
too.
lot less headache, and I
Mm-hmm.
can have more control over the crowd and stuff like that.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really
outside,
enjoyed that.
man.
The place was nice.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I
Mhm.
love the environment.
Yeah,
With the big stage, the lights, the hookahs, and
yeah.
VIP sections. It was set up perfect, man.
It was
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah,
How was and that's what always happens. The thing that be perfect, the place that be perfect, some always do it.
yeah. COVID. Like I say, COVID messed that up
COVID.
because they tried to keep the club, but you know, with COVID, man. I mean, having a big old club like that, if it ain't
Yeah,
making no money, and then when
definitely.
when the when the state opened things up again,
Mhm,
people were scared. They were hesitant about going out. And then,
mhm,
he had called me. He was like, "No, do you want to do your fest?" I was like, "Man, I don't know, man. I just,
mhm,
you know." And then he was like, "Yeah, I was thinking. I said, I think if I do it, it'll do well because people ain't been nowhere.
mhm,
But if traffic get congested, Harris County gonna come in now, man. They're gonna shut it down. They're gonna do all this. Then the people gonna be mad at me, want their money back. I said,
want
I
their
don't want to
money.
deal with all that,
Need to
man.
deal with
Yeah,
all
I said,
that.
I don't want to deal with all that. Yeah,
Um, do
and it's
you?
not that easy.
How did you feel with that first festival when so many people agreed to come and play and support you? Meaning musicians, how they,
Oh, that
um,
was cool. Like I
wasn't
said,
that nice?
when I came home, people showed me love. I mean, a lot
Yeah.
of love. I mean, but Trina, that's not a surprise. I mean, because I would have did the same.
Mhm.
I always did that for people who needed help. Uh,
Right.
before I went to prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We used to always get together and do benefits to help
Okay.
people. Stuff like that. So I mean, I really wasn't surprised that people came and stuff like that. But again, I kind of was like, I don't know, because some people
Yeah.
was thinking like, Nooney went to jail, man, for whoa,
Yeah.
all this
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
I thought people been scared and all this kind of crazy
Mhm.
shit, but they
Mhm.
wasn't. I mean, they came to show love, and it's been love ever since. Honestly,
Cool.
yeah.
That's good. That is really good. The event was nice, but that first one touched my heart a little bit because I thought, wow, all these people,
Yeah,
his first event, all these people came out and showed support, and that means a lot. I know for a fact that meant a lot.
yeah.
So,
Well, I mean,
um,
like I said, it showed me like
mhm.
the effect that I had on people. And I didn't,
Yeah,
I didn't think so. So I was like, okay, this all right,
definitely,
man. You know what I mean?
definitely,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So
um,
that's why I turned it into a festival. You know what I'm saying? It
yeah,
was nice event. To give
inside,
people, real. I mean, nice setting. I mean, yeah, man. I hate,
yeah,
I
yeah.
lost that one, man.
Maybe
Yeah.
someone will take it over and they'll.
I don't think the people that bought it's gonna be like a nightclub or nothing like that.
Oh, mhm.
I think it's like a corp company or something, maybe
Oh,
I don't know, but it ain't gonna be no club. I don't
gotcha.
think. You know.
Mm,
But no, Herrera and them, they got another spot. I think they still working on it.
uh-huh.
But like I said, it's just outside. But they do have a big
Outside.
old pavilion, covered pavilion
Oh,
out
okay.
there. Yeah, it's real. It's
Mhm.
it's nice. So, but they still working on it. So you never know. That may be
Yeah,
something even better for me. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, but
Speaking of festival, I know what I meant to ask you. I didn't even write this down. I remember the old Crosby Festival, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
y'all, every year, y'all had something new going on, like some new gimmick or something. Like those were the days. I don't think those days will
Yeah.
ever come back. But how
Yeah.
did you used to like that festival?
Oh man, that Crosby Festival was the shit,
The
for
shit.
real. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, and Trina, it was all fun too. Like the bands, man, we used to all like work together and like
Mhm.
support each other, man. I mean, it was so much,
Yeah.
it was so
Yeah.
much love, man, for real.
Yeah.
Because it was us youngsters, but too, we still had Buzu and Bojack them, like people that we
Mhm.
looked up to, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
And it was all about the music, it wasn't no
Yeah.
competition, it wasn't
Yeah.
no, I don't play with this
I can't
person,
play
I
with
don't,
this person, that
no,
person.
it
I
wasn't
know.
none of that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's never been like that with us here in
Mhm.
Texas. It's never been that, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, wasn't none of that
Yeah.
too much going on, like as far as the people that they hired, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
that we played
Mhm.
with. So it
Yeah.
was all fun. I
And it
mean,
was, I remember it just always being, it was family fun too, to a certain extent, like you could go out there and not worry about
yeah,
anything per
nothing, no
se. It's just
fights, no
so much fun.
no shoot, no
Yeah.
nothing, man. Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
drink and all kind of shit, man. I mean, just straight up fun, man.
Mhm.
102 would be out there, would be live on the
Yeah.
radio. I mean, yeah. But
Mhm.
even
Mhm.
97.9 was,
Mhm.
was
Popping back
involved too
then.
back then,
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I
those
say,
were the
man,
days.
Zydeco, man, it was so much fun, Trina, because it was just taking off when Walter used to play, that 1 hour, man, of
Yeah.
Zydeco on 97.9, boy, people would
Yeah.
like tune in.
Mhm.
Everybody that went to the Zydeco, like, man, you listen to 97.9, yeah, I'm listening to the
Yeah.
radio right
Yeah.
now, man.
Yeah.
Washing my
Yeah.
car
Yeah.
or whatever, you know what I mean? So
Those
they
were the
call,
days.
yeah, no, do you hear your music playing on the radio, man? Like, yeah, man, Walter playing my music, man, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I can remember the first time I heard my song on the radio, that Nooney song, man. I was like, I never,
Wow.
yeah, I mean, this wasn't even like a dream or nothing. It was just like I say, the
Mhm.
music it just
Like
like
the lamp.
default, I
Mhm.
learned by default. And now, man, you hear my music playing like on the same radio station with Bojack and
Yeah.
Step,
Yeah.
Paul,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, man, those were the days, man. And I
Yeah.
and I mean,
Yeah.
I still, talk to Walter and them sometimes and stuff,
Mhm.
Funky, like, and then like
Mhm.
when
Mhm.
Funky used to do the morning show on 102,
Mhm. Mhm.
they used to play my song every morning when they do the weather.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
man. Yeah, they used to play. It was a song. I can't remember what song it was. It was it was
He
an
loves him some
instrumental song.
Zydeco.
It,
Huh?
it was an instrumental song. There wasn't no words to it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was an instrumental song. And when they do the weather, he would always play that. But he
Okay.
would he would start that show out every morning with that Nooney song, man. I mean, like
Wow.
I say, Trina, that
Ooh,
that's
I know
that's
that
how
felt good. Yeah.
yeah, that's how
Mhm.
I got popular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to get to know you. And I want to say I appreciate you um supporting my endeavor by coming on. And you didn't
Mhm.
even hesitate. So I really appreciate that. Do you have any last words that you want to say?
Yeah, just tell people they don't have to be scared to say nothing to me. I mean, even if I'm looking serious, man, still say what's up. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
like I said, I
You
get to
know,
drinking, I get a little looser, but no, I'm not. No, I'm just serious sometimes. That's all.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I do this show too. One, I just like to know about people, and I've been thinking about doing it for so many years. But anyway, I like to get to know people, but I also like your fans or people that may want to be your fans to watch. Just as an example, I had Nate on, and I had so many calls the next day, like, "Oh my God, I didn't know he was so cool," like that.
Yeah.
So people really get to know you this way. So I love doing it, and I just really appreciate you and and so many of the other people who have supported by coming on. I really appreciate it. So y'all, Nooney is not mean. He's smiling, and then when he gets
Yeah.
some drink
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
him, he'll smile
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And are
Yeah.
you're not playing on the Crosby Festival this year in September? Are you?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm playing on
You are.
Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think the
So
Sunday.
y'all check out.
Me,
Uh-huh.
me, Nate, and Step. I think he got for the Sunday.
I
Yeah.
like his lineup too.
Yeah.
I like that lineup.
Yeah.
Kind of mixed it up a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm thinking about. I'm trying to do something. Trying to put a festival together, but I don't know. I mean, these guys don't want to. call you back and all this kind of stuff, man. So I don't know. I'm gonna just
Trust
wait.
and believe. But you know what? That made me feel good. Lee Ben
Yeah, I
said,
mean, and I don't understand that, Trina. You know what I mean? I really don't. You know, somebody call you to pay you, man. You know what I mean? And they don't call back. They don't. I don't know. I ain't never
I've
heard no shit
never
like that.
seen such a thing. And no offense against anybody, but when I call an R&B band, I don't have that. They pick up, they manager pick up, somebody
I
pick
know.
up, and if they don't, they call you back. And
Shit.
I've called you several times, not even about a booking. I just called you about, I think, a crew. I've just called you. You always
Yeah.
answer or you call back.
Oh yeah, shit. I mean, my phone ring. It's about money. I'm gonna call back. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, and if you book, just say, "Hey, I'm booked." You know what I mean? It's simple. Yeah. Yeah,
Because I even
man.
said, is that the new definition of no, I don't want to be bothered by just not answering? I don't, because at the end of the day, you are musicians, but it is a profession. And so be professional and answer your phone. Or if you don't want to answer the text, I hate texting, but just text back.
But some kind of communication, though. You know what I'm saying?
Have your secretary call back. so
something, man.
Somebody. So
I don't know.
I will say you're making me feel a little better because I'm gonna tell you, it really hurts my feelings a lot. Someone said respect. Thank you, Monica. And Lee Ben said, love you, Nooney. Nooney's angel. That's so sweet. Yeah. Lee, you so sweet.
Yeah.
I love you.
Lee real. Oh, she is a sweetheart. She is, man.
She is a sweetheart. Yeah. And anytime she need a chair, a table or something, I save her, make sure she's taken care of because she's so nice. But yeah, I feel you make me feel better now because I take it personal when these people don't call me back and stuff like that. It's like, 'cause it's hurtful. But since they do it to you, I know they ain't trying to hurt you. So I know.
Well, Trina, I really want to, continue to do festivals because, like you used to talk about the Crosby Fest, back in the day. I know Troy trying to, get it back going, right. But I just want to, that's what we used to have a lot of festivals back then. Like now you may have a festival once a year or twice a year. It's crazy, but I mean because trail rides have gotten so popular, but still, if somebody calling you about a festival, man, these people good. I don't understand it, man. I'm just trying to have a festival and continue having what the culture. That's it.
That's it.
I don't have to do it to like pay no bills. I'm not trying to have a festival to pay no bills.
Yeah.
I work. I have my own source of income and stuff like that. But I just trying to keep it going. Keep the
and do it for the fans. And think about the fans.
For fans,
fans, a lot of fans that like Zydeco, they don't go to Trina. I don't do when I was dating somebody, I was going, but I don't want to go to a trail ride with dirt. I don't like dirt.
Yeah. The festival setting it's a different setting than a trail ride setting.
Different people sometimes. Thank you again for talking to me tonight. You have some fans that Lee Ben, Monica Braxton, Mimi, and Ed. And my mama was on here too, so listening too. So those are some of the people that got in the chat. So thank y'all for listening. Thank you again, Nooney. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for being very transparent and honest. I love that. And y'all out there, thank y'all for making a choice to tune in to Chat with Trina. Make sure you go to youtube.com/chat with Trina and subscribe. I need subscribers. And then hit the bell so you can be notified when I upload a new video. Nooney, when you get the festival started, I'm on a team, so you let me know. I'm always available. I love doing stuff like that. So,
all right,
just call me up. See you later.
Okay. All right, appreciate it.
Bye. Thank you again, Nooney, for taking the time out of your super busy schedule to chat with Trina tonight. I really appreciate your honesty and your transparency. It was a great conversation. Thanks again. Guys, remember to go to youtube.com/chat with Trina, subscribe, and then hit that little bell to make sure that you're notified when I upload a new video.